Hey everyone, today I've got your Rings movie review. 7 days. Samara is back for a third outing, but is she as terrifying as before? As far as the story goes, this franchise was something that I actually enjoyed from the first film, and then I feel like it slowly started to go downhill from here. But in this movie, there is a new group of people who are being affected by the tape with the Samara chick, and they are a part of this experiment to watch the tape that kills you in 7 days. And although I felt like a movie set during modern times for a new generation, there are definitely plenty of new concepts in this film that I felt set it apart from the previous installments. This is a story about Samara like you've never seen before, even though I feel like the franchise has lost its luster since the first movie, which is my favorite. Even that opening scene alone really, I would say, slightly scared me for a few reasons. That whole scenario went by so fast that it took me a while to process exactly what had happened, but then how it all occurred, it just felt like Final Destination. As far as the casting goes, you've got Matilda Anna Ingrid Lutz, who plays the main character Julia. First, she is thrown in the ringer, basically, having to deal with all of these people, her friends, even strangers, who she hears are basically dying after watching this videotape that has been circulating the internet or emails, and, eventually, does she end up getting to watch it because everybody else seems to be watching it and then dying within 7 days? But then it's that whole thing about showing it to somebody so that you can be spared. So then she's basically put in like several tough situations, and then you've got this other guy that she knows, played by Alex Rowe, and they're not as great of actors as I thought. I anticipated there to be some really terrible acting in this movie, and even from Johnny Galecki, who's like a part of that whole, the head of the experiment watching this tape. And I did not expect this, but Vincent D'Onofrio was, not a terrible character, but he definitely could have been used a lot better in this movie, considering that he plays a big part in this movie as far as Samara's backstory goes. So the things that I liked about this movie, I felt like technology has definitely caught up with the ideas from the original film, especially using the social media and sending it through emails. And although it was kind of addressed in the second movie, this one definitely takes it to a whole new level and puts a new spin on this horror phenomenon. And I did get freaked out watching some scary parts in this movie that reminded me of what I enjoyed about watching the first movie and not the second movie. Because I don't even want to talk about the second movie, because that movie just was terrible. I like the fact that they were tying up loose ends from the second movie to basically bring this movie full circle. But unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie, as I expected since watching the first trailer of this movie, because there really wasn't that many and not much marketing for this film to begin with, but there were a lot of CGI bits that I felt were inconsistent with the first film, but I feel like we're on par with the sequel, and I just didn't like that for that reason, because it just looked really weird, and there were several inconsistencies with events that were unfolding like the previous films had addressed, and I wasn't as scared watching the entirety of the film, so there really wasn't as much tension going on, and I felt like the third act was very weak, and I would have preferred to see this because I did not see enough of the antagonist of the film, Samara, who is basically, you know, one of the scariest, you know, horror villains of all time. Just really unfortunate that we didn't get to see a lot of what she could do, and maybe even more that wasn't overly cheesy. So overall, I would say that Rings was really disappointing, considering the fact that I am a horror film fan, and I did love the first Ring movie, the second movie not so much, and this one definitely not. So I would not recommend seeing this movie. Personally, I think it just ended with the second movie, because who really cares about this new generation of people who have to deal with this tape? Seriously. So I would give this 1 heart on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Rings movie, and how does this compare to the other 2 Ring movies in the series. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates coming every week for a Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.